fortune's faded.
Fortune Faded by Red Hot Chili Peppers on XFM 104.9 with Ricky Gervais, Stephen Merchant and Carl Pilkington for the last time.
Yes, we've said that before, of course, so don't get your hopes up.
Yeah, we've had some highs, some lows, some laughs, some tears. Carl, you're concentrating.
A lot of tears, mainly from the audiences.
Yeah. Now, before we get into that, before we get into talking about maybe some of the hijinks we've had, looking back, looking forward as well.
Yeah.
I came in, Carl was sitting at the desk, he went, alright? I went, alright, yeah. He went, see that Alan Clark diaries? I went, no, I didn't. He went, no, a lot of people talking about it. He went, I've never kept a diary. Keeping a diary will always get you into trouble. And I said, like Anne Frank. What did you say, Carl?
The woman in the cupboard?
That's what he said.
The woman in the cupboard.
And I went, save it. Save it.
You never speak to Carl off air. Save it all from when we're on the wireless.
He went, but what did she do? What did she do except be in a cupboard? What does she have to write about? And I said, well, her thoughts. Do you know Anne Frank?
That's all I know about Anne is, there's no point pretending it.
Anne!
That I know stuff.
Yeah.
Right,
well, tell us everything you know about Anne Frank.
She was in a cupboard.
Yeah, what else?
If she didn't do that, I wouldn't know about her, seriously. That's all I know about her.
Yeah.
So what did she do?
But how do you think we know about her cupboard because of her book, don't we?
But hang on, what, in the bigger scheme of things, why was she in a cupboard?
I don't know.
Right.
I honestly don't know.
You don't know anything else about Anne Frank beyond the fact that, to quote you, she was in a cupboard?
Well, what's she done then? You tell me, why should I know more about her?
Firstly, I don't think she was in a cupboard.
She wasn't in a cupboard. She was in an attic.
Alright.
Yeah.
So what was she doing?
She was hiding from the
Tidying
Nazis. She was hiding from the Nazis.
But isn't that the first place they'd look? Sort of... work from the top down.
Carl, they weren't specifically looking for Anne Frank.
They weren't going, where is she?
Where's Franker?
If she gets that book out, we are in a deep shit. We've got to stop the book. They were just looking generally. She was, I think she was 13, 14, she was hiding, she was Jewish and she was hiding, lived in Amsterdam, didn't she?
Yeah, as much of her family were having to hide, being helped by, you know, friends, non-Jewish.
In a cupboard. The cupboards, you know.
And how long did she sort of hide up there for?
Until she was caught.
Long enough to write a book.
So she even got caught after all that?
What do you mean, so she even got caught? We're talking about one of the great, you know, humanist tragedies of our times, and you're going, she couldn't even stay hidden.
What do you mean, did she get caught?
No, I'm just saying, like, you know, it's not a great tip then, is it? Do you know what I mean? She didn't do it well. She didn't hide until they escaped it. She
Her
got
diaries are not a manual on how to hide from people. It's not how to win at hide and seek.
I don't know anything about her, and we might be going down some ground that's a bit dodgy. I don't know enough about it. Maybe it's best just leaving it. All I was saying is diaries, do you know, what do you do them for? Have you kept one, Steve?
Never kept a diary, no.
Right.
I can understand your fear that it might get discovered, someone might read it, find out all about your inner secrets. Of course, the good thing about you is you tell everyone what you think about them.
Yeah.
Yeah, but...
Yeah, no one's gonna find a diary and go, oh god.
I can't believe it, Carl doesn't like my haircut.
Yeah. Carl thinks I look like Dave Hill from Slade. Yeah, I told you that, didn't I? Yeah, I told you that.
Do you think they'll last, though, diaries and that? No, because they were a bit of a time killer, weren't they? It was something to do at the end of the day, whereas now there's iPods and that. You know what I mean?
It's fantastic! The iPod of Anne Frank.
Yeah. No,
new from Sony, that'd be great, wouldn't it? All her greatest hits. Who could forget? Oh,
well,
dear.
Leave that then. I didn't know it was that deep, I thought it was just like a, you know...
You thought it was like, didn't you?
Adrian Mole type thing. Yeah, what are we doing? Thorns, from my favourite album of last year, that. And, I can't remember. We'll be doing a bit of that, playing some of our favourite songs. We've, got a couple of requests. In fact, yeah, one of them a celebrity request, Matt Lucas from, Little Britain, is listening in.
Oh, yeah.
So, is it your last show? I said, yeah. I said, do you want me to play a record? Yeah, he said, what's your favourite group? Guess Matt Lucas's favourite group. Now, remember, him and David are the new darlings of comedy.
Yeah.
They're cool, they're trendy, everyone loves Little Britain, they're comedy geniuses, they're only going to get bigger. What's his favourite group of all time?
That is tricky. Level 42.
No. Carl, have a guess.
Well, it's going to be something weird, isn't it, if you're saying this?
Well,
So, how old's the band?
they're probably about as old as him.
How old's he?
No. Oh, Carl, have a guess.
ABBA.
No, it's, why did you say ABBA?
They're good, aren't they?
No, it's the Proclaimers.
The Proclaimers? Yeah. Really?
And I know he's listening, but, you know.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with the Proclaimers, I just can't imagine anyone getting that excited about them.
I bet that's why he likes you, because you hang out with him, don't you?
I do hang out with him.
He thinks he's,
yeah.
it's like the closest thing
Yeah.
he knows one of the Proclaimers.
Wait till he meets my twin brother.
Yeah, yeah, he's gonna have a field day,
He
isn't
won't
he?
believe it.
Yeah. So I was honest. I said I can't play the Proclaimers, but we're playing another.
Where did they come? Because I don't really remember the Proclaimers particularly from when I was young.
Well, let me give you a little blast. I give a little, but in 2-part harmony.
Of course.
That was the
But
main
they were
thing.
very popular for a while, weren't they?
I think they had sort of 3 big hits in
Yeah.
sort of about 1980. When was it?
Yeah. Oh, I forget.
80s.
Scottish. They did sing in Scottish accents, which I thought was quite refreshing. They didn't
Yeah.
do the fake American thing.
No, that was good. Yeah.
But again, I just can't imagine sort of being in that. When would I be in the mood to put on a Proclaimers record?
When you've run out of Crankies stuff, I
I
suppose.
guess so, yeah.
If you've played all your Crankies records,
Yeah,
there's
yeah, and the
you know-
Muppets album.
Yeah, pop on the Proclaimers. Now we were talking before the break about Anne Frank in her cupboard.
Yes. Yes.
Now
I'm still a little bit concerned that Carl's not quite got his head around Anne Frank's diary.
Yeah.
It's not like a children's book. It's not like The Lion, Anne Frank and the Wardrobe.
no,
Doesn't
no.
go into a fantasy land when she goes into the attic.
I'm just glad that old Mother Hubbard didn't help the Nazis.
Sure.
Because that's the first place she'd
Yeah,
look.
yeah.
Isn't it? The Nazis go, we've got on with her, but she thinks she knows where she is.
Yeah.
She'd have gone straight there.
I think with Hubbard, it's like, if I just briefly, you mentioned Hubbard. Now Hubbard goes to the cupboard to get, I can't remember exactly.
Her poor dog a bone.
She goes to get the dog
a bone. But when she got there,
The cupboard was bare.
cupboard was bare,
The
and
poor
so
dog
the
had
poor
none.
dog had
Is
none.
there is there more to that than I? Cause that's all I remember. Is there further verses? Does she finally get a bone? Does she go on an
Oh,
adventure?
what, you mean the second verse is, then she looked in the fridge and realised that's where she kept the bones,
Yeah.
and so the dog was laughing.
Exactly.
No, there isn't another verse.
There's not. That's all of it.
I think so. Oh, when they went to the cupboard to get a bottle of bone, when she got there, the cupboard was bare, and so the poor dog had none.
none.
No, I think that's the end of it. I think it's a moral.
That's it, is
I think it's a moral that,
What's the moral?
well, if you got a dog, keep some bones in the cupboard. Yeah.
Right. Because I always, even as a kid, I remember thinking that it's quite a tragic sort of picture they paint. I imagine maybe she's
It's
lost her.
short, isn't it?
It is
It's
short,
It's
it's
over,
pithy.
isn't it? It's that's amazing.
But I always wondered whether perhaps she's had a nervous breakdown. Maybe her husband's died recently. She's just not got any food.
She
in.
doesn't know- she's just
she doesn't
looking in
really
the
know what's
cupboard.
going on. The dog's yapping away. Eventually, she kind of wakes out of this kind of depressed stupor. She goes to the cupboard. There's nothing there. It's just a really depressing, morbid sort of tale. I don't know if maybe it's originated from something in history. I know that Jack and Jill went up the hill and they fell down again.
That's a
later.
story about illicit lovers.
That was apparently based on that, and obviously Ring a Ring of Roses. It dates
Plague.
back to plague times, so I
Yeah.
don't know about Hubbard. Humpty
Was.
Dumpty, not so sure about this. Well, this is something I remember as a kid thinking, at what point was it decided that Humpty Dumpty was a giant Eggman?
I don't know
Because there's
It's not
nothing in the
mentioned
actual rhyme. There's no actually, it's not Humpty Dumpty,
It's not
the Eggman's
animal.
animal.
I don't know. My concern is more his parents were a little bit cruel, because if you are
Called
the
Dumpty.
Dumpties
Yeah.
of, say, Surrey,
Yeah.
don't call your firstborn Humpty.
Yeah.
Because straight away, it's going to be embarrassing for him
Yeah.
at school, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know what it... I'm just saying, I'm trying to go all the council... Is that it as well?
That's all of it.
Oh,
and
God.
also, I don't mean to be pedantic, because I know it's a children's
Is it
nursery
like
rhyme.
an Edward Lear thing, or... That's before
could
that,
be.
is it?
But I don't mean to be pedantic again, but if you've got a giant Eggman and he's fallen into bits,
Yeah.
all the king's men, fine, they're there, they can piece that together
Yeah.
again. Don't send horses in.
No, because
that's just a whole
not
eggy,
not
horsey mess.
dexterous enough. They can't. They're going to make it worse.
They're just going to be
They
standing
are
on
going to
it.
make it worse.
It's not
They're
great.
just standing on it. Get the horse out of the way. No, he's definitely not.
But again, maybe I'm sure some of the, the
It was
mental
probably.
people...
It was. If it was. Is it pre-Lewis Carroll or? if it's Lewis Carroll, it just came with the illustration.
I guess
that
so.
He gave it to someone to illustrate. I go, illustrate Humpty Dumpty. He goes, we've made him an egg.
Yeah, a sort of egg with eyes and a face.
Yeah.
I mean, I suppose because the moral of that is if you're fragile,
If you're an
enormous egg,
Mr.
don't
Dumpty,
sit on a wall.
I'll get down from the wall. I'll be fine.
Yeah.
Because I'll tell you what, there'll be no
That's the way
medical...
to happen.
Yeah.
Frankly.
I don't know, Carl. What was your favourite nursery rhyme when you were growing up?
Didn't really do that much reading as a kid.
You're joking.
You surprised me.
You're joking.
What's the one with loads of people in a bed? What's that one?
Oh, there was one of the bears and the little one said roll over. Yeah.
No, because that's not really even got a story to it, is it? That's
But
just...
hold on though, I'll stop you there. It doesn't even say people. It says there was 10 in the bed and the little one. Little what? They could be anything. I don't know what they are. Roll over, and they all rolled over and one fell out. There was 9 in the bed and the little one said, roll over.
Now,
again."
where is the little one in the
I
bed?
don't know, but worse than that, what has he got over the other 9?
That you can demand they roll out the bed.
And why is no one getting back in?
Yeah, they're
go,
just
"Well,
lying on the floor."
We're here now.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But how does that end as well? Where's that going?
It goes on, there was one in the bed, and the little one said, again, he just says, presumably he's telling himself to roll over,
Yeah.
there was one in the bed and there was a roller. So he rolled over, and one fell out, that's him.
That's him.
There was none in the bed, and the little one said, roll over. So now he's calling the shots, presumably laying on
lying
the pile
there.
of other...
They're just still rolling around.
I don't know, Carl. We've got to look into this. If anyone knows why Dumpty was an egg, if Hubbard eventually found a dog a bone, and what was the little one doing? What did the little one think he was doing, for God's sake?
When I
Yeah.
saw my dad last year, he was telling me about a fella who's got some clothes you can see through. What's that one?
You don't mean the Emperor's New Clothes?
Yeah, what's that one about?
Well, that's
was-
a genuinely good little parable, that.
Yeah, because it's now used for people who are scared to sort of slag something off because it's sort of like really cool and they don't want to be the one that shouts it, and then one person goes, hold on,
Very,
I've
very
seen
briefly,
through this.
Carl. Very, very briefly. The king wants some new clothes, right? He's the king. He goes, who's going to make me some new clothes? Various people come to me and says, I don't know that, I don't know that, it's not interesting enough. One guy, who's just a bit of a con artist, he comes along, he goes, I've made you this magic suit, look, and it's nothing. He
It's
goes, put it
invisible.
on. The king puts on nothing, because there is nothing, but thinks there's something, because, you know, he wants to buy into it and
And
everything.
he goes, it's the finest stitching. He goes, look at it. Can you see it? No, they ask, say, only a genius can see how good this suit is. And the king goes, yeah, it's brilliant. It's brilliant. Yeah, it's great. And he goes out, and just, is it a woman or a little kid?
Well,
goes-
everyone's applauding it. They're going, you look great, even though his tackle's hanging out, he's, you know, he's nothing.
Even though he's got a king size, sort of like bit of meat and 2 veg,
Yeah.
wobbling, dragging down the street.
Exactly. And then one little boy goes, he's not wearing anything.
The king is in the All Together, Know that one?
So, well, did anyone else buy one? Or was...
Okay, play record.
Play a record, Carl.
Play record.
Carl, just play a song.
Jesus. Travis, writing to reach you on XFM 104.9, alright?
A couple of emails here, try and respond to our requests for nursery rhyme related information.
Oh, go on.
Nikki Williams says that she was at infant school and she had a nursery rhyme book, and in the book, and this may just be the illustrations, but apparently the 10 in the bed in there were small baby monkeys, which you'll be loving, Carl. But again, I suspect that might just be the illustration that accompanied
Yeah.
the,
I remember I had a book of nursery rhymes when I was little, and my brother, who was older than me, I was about 5, so he was about 16, and I remember him and his mate just absolutely cracking up, because it said, up Jack got and home did trot as fast as he could caper. He went to bed and bandaged his knob, N-O-B, with vinegar and brown paper. I've since found out that knob is like the old English for head, but I didn't know why they were laughing.
Of course.
They were just cracking up. This was, whenever one of my mates' brothers came around, he said, where's your nursery rhyme book? And he'd read it to him.
Yeah.
And it was just the funniest thing in the world.
The brown paper and vinegar was a popular method, because didn't Jack and Jill use that? They used something similar.
No, that was Jack and Jill.
That was Jack and Jill,
Yeah,
was
that's
it?
Jack when he broke his crown, which obviously, that means his head as well, doesn't it?
Yeah.
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 So he's fractured his skull on a sort of like an outcrop of rock,
Yeah.
and then,
Does that still use the brown paper and vinegar?
I don't think it is.
I don't know, maybe in Manchester they're still using that, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Tracy and John Burton say that they reckon Humpty Dumpty was actually a cannon that used to sit on the walls of the castle in Colchester where they lived.
That makes sense.
Yeah, that would make
Sat
a lot
on a
more
wall,
sense.
had a great fall, the king's all couldn't put hands together again. So, he had a they broke the cannon, or it meant it exploded.
Maybe the cannon fell apart.
Because people used to get blown up by cannons just doing it wrong, didn't they?
Sure.
Which is
hoist by your own petard.
Right.
Where that comes from.
Right,
Coming
right.
back and blowing up in your face.
So that makes slightly more sense, because you would want to send for the King's Men then.
Yeah, and the horses.
I think the horses just came along anyway.
Well,
They were just
that,
interested.
that was quicker.
Sure.
The Quick King's Men, it took them about 3 minutes, with the horses there in about a minute. So, but I mean, if it blew up, there's nothing I could do.
Yeah.
So we got to the bottom of that. See, that educational, Carl. See, this is real education. You know what I mean?
It's got a bit heavy though, doesn't it?
What, Humpty Dumpty? Yeah, it has got a little bit heavy. Let's dumb it down a little bit. What do you want to do? Mary, quite contrary?
We're doing Rockbusters in a bit.
Hang on a minute.
What?
Before you even get to Rockbusters. Oh, man alive, there are loads more verses to Old Mother Hubbard.
Are there?
I'm going to digest these while we play the ads, and I'll see if there's any salient information I can give you afterwards.
Brilliant.
Long time coming.
Delays. Long time coming on XFM 104.9. With Ricky Gervais, Stephen Merchant and Carl Pilkington for the last time.
XFM 104.9.
Sad.
We've established that Hubbard went to the cupboard, Rick.
Yeah.
Get the dog a bone, the cupboard was empty.
Yeah.
As we all know. and
So the dog
had
didn't have
none.
any. End of story. So the dog didn't have any.
Well, no,
Hold
wait.
on, go on. What?
It turns out
What?
there's what appears to be something like 15 other verses.
Not really.
Unbelievable. I'm not going to go through all of them, Rick.
Right. Any
Basically,
information?
I can tell you straight away that the dog initially had none.
Yeah.
She went to the baker's to buy him some bread. When she came back, the poor dog was dead. Right, you're pretty upset about that.
Yeah.
She went to the joiner's to buy him a coffin. When she came back, the poor dog was laughing. I don't know what he's up to.
Right.
She took a clean dish to get him some tripe, but when she came back, he was smoking a pipe. I mean,
Hang on, so the dog was winding her up then at the beginning,
dog's
being
just
dead.
I mean, he's pushing his luck,
But-
especially if she's already depressed.
But do you know, if I was that dog, right, and I live with old Mother Hubbard, right, all that faffing around, I'd be going, I know there's no bones in the cupboard,
Exactly.
right? What do you mean you're going to get me some bread? I'm a dog.
Yeah.
I'm not interested in bread. Get me some hamburgers.
Yeah.
So I think I'd start winding her up.
She went to the Our House to get him some beer. When she came back, the dog sat in a chair.
See, I'd have said the dog had turned queer.
Yeah.
Make it
doesn't
rhyme
sound
at
very
least,
well,
and
does
also
it?
get a little, you know, he's smoking a pipe, he's having a laugh.
I'm beginning to wonder
He's
if...
bent.
I'm,
He's bent.
I'm beginning to wonder if this is based on fact, though, in any way, because she went to the grocer's to buy him some fruit. When she came back, he was playing the flute.
He's gay.
No, it is the flute, it's not, now this, I didn't even know there was a goat involved. She went...
Oh, no.
She went to the tailor's to buy him a coat. When she came back, he was riding the goat.
Yeah, there you go. Dirty little, oh, what?
She went to
He's-
she went to the hatter's to buy him a hat. When she came back, he was feeding the cat. I mean,
I can't believe it. So I'm thinking the pipe's a crack pipe.
hang on a minute. I think the gay thing's beginning to stand up.
Go on.
She went to the barber's to buy him to buy him a wig. When she came back,
He was having a frig.
he was dancing a jig. He's dancing a jig. You're dancing a jig.
Oh, he's dancing a jig, smoking a pipe, shagging a go.
This is a bit of left field one though. She went to the cobbler's to buy him some shoes.
Why does he need shoes? I bet they're high heels.
Wait a second though.
but-
She went to the cobbler's to buy him some shoes. When she came back, you're never going to believe this.
What?
He was reading the news.
Brilliant!
She went to the seamstress to buy him some linen. Again, don't know why. When she came back, the dog was a spinning.
Yeah.
She went to the hosier's to buy him some hose. When she came back, he was dressed in his clothes.
Why did she want to
But this is the big payoff that we've been building to.
Right.
The dame made a curtsy, the dog made a bow, the dame said, "Your servant," the dog said, "Bow wow."
Right.
I mean,
Okay.
I'm
going to probably do a few more verses during the next
during
song.
the course of the show.
Yeah.
Listen,
Okay.
before we move on, I should just say that we've had various people saying what was in the bed and what was the final line of the bed
Yeah.
thing.
Why do they care?
It's extraordinary, isn't it? We've talked about politics in the past, great
Yeah.
music, we played great songs.
Yeah, we've got Monkey News coming up talking about politics.
But Danny's said that apparently it ends with one in the bed, little one said good night.
Because he was all happy, he had the bed to
eventually
himself,
did.
and there's
But Ava-
there's
Oh.
9 of his mates piled on the floor.
Rick, but Ava counters that by saying actually one in the bed, the little one said come back, because he felt lonely. So
We're never going to get
I
to the
don't
bottom
know.
of
I
this.
don't know, Rick.
This is the same as the Kennedy thing.
It's
There's,
gonna run
there's
and run.
loads of different opinions.
Conspiracy theories.
I know, we don't know what's going on. But Jimmy Webb, big go on. Jimmy Webb, Galveston. Fantastic version on XFM. 104.9. You know what, Steve? I know, you know, people are going to miss the talk about little Chinese fellas, little gay fellas, little monkey fellas, and all that.
Yeah.
But I think they're going to miss some great tunes as well.
I'd hope so.
She went to the jewellers to buy him a clock. But when she got back,
What was he sucking?
a chalk ice.
A chalk ice, fine.
So,
Fine, respectable.
yeah.
Yeah, I sort of feel like, you know, one thing we've never done, Rick, is we've never pandered to people, but as it's the last show, we've got to give the audience what they want.
Right, what's this?
Well, yeah, and I was going to say things they don't want as well. And, you know, and, well, just basically to keep a smile on Carl's face.
Yeah.
I say a smile, a sort of, not quite a scowl.
Yeah, he never really smiles.
So, yeah, it's just really as a chance for him to have a go. It's like, you know, you indulge an annoying child.
The only time Carl laughs is for no apparent reason.
Yeah.
What do you think, like,
What do you mean?
well, sometimes you'll go, and I know you'll be thinking of what a monkey could do.
Yeah, it's like people who've had electroshock therapy.
Yeah! Oh, it's such a tied down biting on
Exactly,
something.
yeah.
Biting on a big leather pad.
Let me just tell you briefly what the prizes are. It's
that,
a number.
that looks like a piece of shit. You got there. What's that?
Well, let me tell you, Ray, let me
What is
tell
it?
you. There's a number of mediocre CDs and DVDs.
That is real
But
time, isn't it?
mainly,
What's that?
what about this? It's the Lord of the Rings Collector's Edition.
Oh.
What, the movies, you're thinking? No, it's the Radio 4 adaptation. It's only 14 hours long, Rick.
Oh, that is... Throw that away.
So,
Pop that in the bin.
so
That
that's
is just... Either pop it in the bin or send it to some poor bastard who wins this quiz.
exactly. If you're willing to take part in the quiz, you deserve 14 hours of your life
Yeah.
wasted with that Tolkien trope. So,
Right.
yeah, what are the clues then, Carl?
Right, as always, just, you know, cryptic clues and that. Initials of a band or an artist,
Yeah.
work it out,
Yeah.
win the stuff.
Yeah.
Um,
Email only.
yeah, ricky.gervais at xfm.co.uk. First clue is as follows. The Jamaican fella wrote a review for...
It's the good old Jamaican
He's
fella.
back.
The Jamaican fella.
It's the last show and the little Jamaican fella's made an appearance.
This normally suggests that you need to think of the answer in a Jamaican accent.
Yeah. Or not.
Yeah, or not.
Yeah,
So
any
hang on,
accent.
hang on.
Or an accent. Or pronounce the word slightly differently.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, go on.
The Jamaican fella wrote a review for Phoenix Nights. Alright?
Yeah.
DC is on the initials.
DC, D for
Yeah.
Derek.
Yeah,
Okay.
DC. The Jamaican fella wrote a review for Phoenix Nights. That's the first one. Second one, there's three of them. Second one is, we should all vote for Paul Daniels, David Blaine, Copperfield, The Great Soprendo, Tommy Cooper, and Darren Brown. We should all vote for them. Why is that? What was...
I've just got the first one.
ES.
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 Okay.
And the last one, Steve, what did your dad do? Huh?
Steve, what did my dad do?
What did your dad do?
Is that the question, or are you asking me?
Well, Ricky, what did your dad do? It can work on anyone. What
Right.
did your dad do?
Alright.
Right? That's E. Right?
What
So-
did your dad do?
Quickly again, the Jamaican fella wrote a review for Phoenix Nights. Right? DC. Second one, we should all vote for Paul Daniels, David Blaine,
Yeah,
Copperfield, Great Soprano. No, but that's important. Right? ES, and the last one, you know, Steve, what did your dad do? Right?
Okay.
The initial E.
Ricky.gervais at xfm.co.uk. We don't want to speak to you. Please don't phone up.
Remember, you could win some Lord of the Rings tripe.
Right?
Right.
There's no
Alright.
more on XFM.
Alright.
Last Rockbusters ever, thank Christ. Faith No More, their version of I'm Easy on XFM 104.9. Ricky Gervais, Steve Merchant, Carl Pilkington. Rick,
For the last time.
we've only really got 3 topics of discussion on this show. I think you agree with that.
Little Chinese fellas.
Little Chinese fellas,
Monkeys.
monkeys,
And the gays.
the gay people.
Yeah.
We're hoping to cover all those subjects today. Monkey News is coming later. I'm
Yeah.
sure we can find something to discuss about gay people.
We've
but,
done gays, we've done a few gays.
I suppose we talked
the
about
dog
the
with
dog
the
thing.
yeah, big time, big time, big time.
I think you'll be enjoyable. This is something that's got sent through to us. I'm not quite sure who by, but thanks very much for it. It's a story that was in the press recently. I'm not going to give you the headline. I think it gives away too much. I think, Carl, you'll be particularly interested in it. A farmer in eastern China,
Right, here we go.
basically, he paid £1,300, or the Chinese equivalent, to marry a woman. And basically, she refused to sleep with him after the wedding, complaining that she felt unwell. 6 days after the ceremony, she tried to run away, but the farmer followed her. He found her in some neighbouring town. They grappled together. The bogus bride's false breasts fell off.
Eddie Izzard? Not Izzard after his old tricks, is
It wasn't Izzard.
Trying to do another show in Chinese this time.
But it was a man.
Oh,
And,
no.
apparently, it was an arranged marriage. I don't know who sorted that out.
Did he get his money back?
I think
Because I think men are cheaper than women, to marry in China, I think. It's-
But, I mean, you've gotta be pretty simple not to realise that the person you're marrying's a bloke, surely.
Well, no, if he didn't have a little look, what was, you know, in the back of the store, he just saw the shop window, sort of lovely little Chinese lady there.
Yeah.
Right? You know.
The lovely hair, real breasts.
There's lumps where the breasts should be.
Yeah.
I can only assume they are breasts.
Yeah.
Right? You see women walking around going, what are they, breasts, or are they, stealing sort of grapefruits? No, they're
But wouldn't there have been a lot, I mean, wouldn't there be quite a sort of long initiation period when they
Not
sort of
if it was,
first get introduced and so on?
Not if he put his money down. He came in there, said, "Right, I want a bird quickly. Here's a grand.
Sure.
Get me one." They're not going to say, "Do you want real breasts?" Or they're just going to assume.
Sure.
Yeah, here's one.
Yeah,
Here's a little
yeah.
Chinese.
But who is
lady.
he paying? Where is he buying this woman from?
For the Chinese lady shop.
His lady shop.
Yeah.
Sure.
So,
Yeah.
there's one in Chinatown, I think.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
not really a town.
Not exactly a town, more a novelty street.
And the roads are very slippery.
Very sticky.
I tell you what, though.
What?
I was looking at their menus when I was walking home. They don't waste anything, do they?
Why?
Duck's tongue on the menu.
Yeah, but it's better when you say it. Alright, duck's tongue. A duck's tongue, really?
You sure that wasn't the proprietor?
Coldplay, warning sign on XFM, 104.9. Carl, look at that. What is it? What is it?
It's an apple.
Right, okay. What am I doing to it?
You're messing with it.
Yeah, and what's happening to it?
It's gone up a bit.
Yeah! Would you kiss it for 100 quid?
No.
100 quid. Would you just kiss
No, I
it?
wouldn't.
Why? 100
What
quid?
are we doing this for?
I think I read this same feature on Wogan, I'm not sure. Seriously, Carl, I'm intrigued to know, how much would you
Yeah,
have to be
just
paid
kiss
to
it.
kiss Ricky's nipple?
Not suck it or lick it or anything like that. Just, like that, just on the nipple.
£5,000.
£5,000 to kiss my nipple? Well, if you do it for 5, you do it for 1. £1,000 cash to kiss my
No,
nipple.
I'm not doing it.
You're joking? £1,000 to kiss my nipple? Come on, it's the last show.
No, I'm not doing it.
2,000.
If you had the money there, and, like, if you had it there now, I might do it.
For what?
I'm not doing it.
500 quid.
No. Stop taking it down.
What's happening to
£2,000.
2 grand? So you've gone down from 5 to 2 straight away. Look.
Steve, what's going on?
I
Carl,
seriously think I'd like to see you kiss his nipple
Well, I'm
for
not, it's not
£2,000.
going to happen, is it? So,
if Steve wants it and I want it, that's
not
2
gonna
to
happen.
1.
It's not gonna happen.
I thought it was a democracy, this show.
not educating Ricky or what?
Email in if you'd like to see, or rather hear, Carl
bother.
kiss Ricky's nipple for
Don't bother, because it's
£2,000.
not going to happen.
Come on, Carl.
Right.
It's not like he's Jono's nipple.
No.
It's the next. Okay.
Would you kiss this for, 25
right,
quid?
okay, wrong, but now what were you doing? What are you doing educating Ricky?
Do you want to set that
Why
up?
were you looking, by the way? Why were you looking at that? You didn't have to look at that.
We're doing...
Go on.
Right, this is when I teach Ricky stuff. Just give him some headlines to sort of tease him into what's going on this week that you might want to know about.
Yeah, go on.
Right. Is that important?
Yeah.
Right,
Okay.
you got that?
Headline one.
That'd be something to do with ants. So,
Where there's a way, where there's a will, there's a way.
right, okay, that'd be something about sucking mints.
Hook, line, and good thinkers.
God.
Alright,
Okay.
so which of those are you choosing?
I'll have the, is that important?
What you want? You want to do it now? I was just
Oh,
going to
yeah,
read
yeah,
it.
Yeah,
let's
go on,
do
let's
one
give
of
it
them.
this one now, yeah, come on. It's
Alright.
Christmas Eve, open one, come on.
You know I don't like anteaters.
Why?
Okay, so I should just point out to people that as far as Carl is convinced, the stories that he's about to relate are absolutely 100% true.
Yeah.
You be the judge of whether
He's
you
seen
think
them on the
that's right.
internet, of course they're true, go on.
Anteaters, yeah.
Why didn't you like them?
I've told you before, I just don't sort of... It annoys me that an animal's named after what it eats. You don't need
Yeah,
them.
but it didn't choose it, did it?
Yeah, but if there's nothing else that it can be called, it's like, oh, what's it do? I don't know. What's it eating? It's eating ants, right, let's call it an anteater.
What-
It's
what-
not good enough.
But But why are you annoyed at it, though, for someone else calling it being lazy?
It obviously doesn't do anything else. Do you know what I mean?
But what do you want it called? The Chartered Surveyor?
Well, whatever, just a proper name.
What's the proper name?
Well, I'm just saying,
But tell me an animal that's a proper name to you.
beaver is pretty good.
Why is that a proper name?
It doesn't matter anyway, I don't understand what they're
Alright,
about.
you and Anteaters have got issues.
Okay, sometimes I genuinely don't understand what his thought processes are. Go on, right, okay, Andy, you don't like anteaters because they just eat ants and that's what they're named after, go on.
Alright. Do you know that an anteater
Yeah.
can stick its tongue in and out 160 times in a minute?
No, didn't know that.
Right?
Okay. Okay,
Oh, it's rubbish.
thanks.
No, but do you think that's good? Because
I
I, did
don't
it
know what
last
that
night.
What do you mean? Shall I call Norris McWhirter? What do you mean, do I think that's good? What, compared to what?
You see, I read it and thought, so what? So it's interesting.
Well, we think so what as well.
So you still put it down as something interesting to tell me?
No, but it's the fact that that is meant to be amazing. I did
Who's
it
claiming it's
148.
amazing?
I did 148 last night in a minute. Right?
Swear record! Oh, well, hold on. There's my nipple. How many could you do if it meant you had to touch my nipple at the end? £2,000. Burn Baby Bear on XFM 104.9. We do talk twaddle.
Oh, God.
I mean, I don't know why we haven't got complaint. We haven't got any complaints, have we?
No listeners.
We've had one.
No one listening.
No, it must be that, because Kilroy, he's probably got a big show, and it's all over the place,
Yeah.
but, you know, mind you, you know, I'd be annoyed if he'd have said that about me.
Yeah.
But he's got to be careful who he annoys, because he will end up having to move in with Salman Rushdie. Do you know what I mean?
Is Salman, is he still on the run?
No, he's out.
They
I've
forgive him, do they?
seen him twice. I think he's out all the time now. I bet his flat's a pigsty.
Sure.
It was not neat when he was living with 400 CIA people and a couple of...
You
policemen.
remember he went into hiding, I think it was mid-80s, I can't remember exactly.
Yeah, that's all right.
He went into hiding, he was in there, he was hiding, basically, surrounded by security guards, confined to his flat, for about 10 years or
I'd
something.
have thought so, yeah.
Have you ever seen a picture of his missus?
Yeah, are you annoyed?
Well, I mean, man alive, she's like I think she's like a former Miss India or something. Stunning.
Yeah.
Have you seen a picture of him? I mean, he might be a great man and a talented writer and an intellectual fella, but, Jesus. Do something with the beard.
Well, yeah, but he's busy, isn't he?
What?
He's busy writing
How
stuff.
did he pull her? When he was just basically in there? In his flat?
I don't know. Internet.
Possibly.
Just got to know him, and then she kept saying, send a picture. He goes, no, I'm not sending a picture, come round.
Yeah. Read some of the books, they're brilliant.
They're brilliant. She goes, well, yeah, now I'm in love with you. Let's have a
Yeah.
look. Alright, well, I'm in love with you now, so...
Yeah. You know, he's going, got my own place.
place, yeah. I got a few staff.
Yeah,
There's a few other
exactly.
people hanging around.
Exactly.
Don't worry about
You
it.
know, I'm in a lot.
I'll tell you something else that'll annoy you.
Yeah.
Stephen Hawking, not only married, but dumped her for his, nurse.
Extraordinary, isn't it?
So he's pulling birds left, right and centre.
Well, you know, it's true that I mean, not so much now, but years ago I was not the ladies' man.
But you
I
are
am
now.
really.
You weren't sort of suave and sophisticated. You
Oh,
weren't
no, exactly,
You
I
weren't the James Bond type that you've.
I wasn't
grown
the James
in-
Bond of TV comedy.
Because
the way
I remember Carl when you first met him about 3 years ago. What did you think?
Just a bit odd.
I love it.
And that's coming from him.
I know. Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, it used to really annoy me. Talking of, do you remember there was that story? I think it was a world record-breaking attempt. There was a bloke. I think it was up in a car park, in a pub car park, in sort of Leeds or something.
No, Mansfield. It was the car park in Mansfield, and he broke the record for being buried alive.
Being buried alive.
I mean, and he was literally in a casket, like, not David Blaine, out in the lovely
Yeah.
sunshine with loads of Jonathan Ross waving to you.
Yeah.
No, none of that. Paul McCartney calling you a...
stuff,
Yeah,
yeah.
you know what I mean? He was buried alive, in the dark, with just a tube...
Yeah.
For communication, and
I
they
think
put
he was
water
buried
down...
about, he's buried about 10 feet underground.
Yeah.
There's a tube which people would communicate and send
and
stuff
put
down.
water down and
And I
put
remember
that-
reading the story. I was interested in it. I remember reading it, and there was one element of the story.
You would think it was a cheap holiday.
Well,
You're not going to pay those prices. 400 quid, whole seasons, you're having a laugh. That's nothing. Mansfield car park.
and there was an element. It said in the news report. It said that while he was down in the ground, he began and ended a relationship with a woman. while he was down there, some fan who was a fan of what he was doing, he started communicating with her through the tube. I don't know the ins and outs of it, but they began a relationship, and it ended. And I have to say, I remember thinking, you know, when you read that there's a man...
How did it end?
Well, I
Why
have
did
no
she go
idea.
that this isn't working? Yeah, that's twice you've stood me up.
Yeah.
Well, I can't get out, can I?
But I remember thinking at the time, you know, I was to say, I was not the sort of, the ladies' man that I am now. I remember at the time reading it and thinking, there's a bloke, you know, he's pulling women 10 feet underground through a tube.
Through a tube.
I mean,
I'm out and about.
Yeah.
With some of the most expensive hair products on the market.
I've got to sit down and ask myself some very serious questions.
Oh dear.
Extraordinary. I don't know if he did the world record attempt. I don't know if he broke it. I don't know how that happened, but, good luck to him. I don't know
What do you mean a hole though? Like what? A proper thing, or is he moving about? How big is
No,
it?
it was just, I think it was just buried alive in a casket. I don't know. Just down there. Probably laying on his back, maybe. Just waiting for little bits of water.
But could he get out if he wanted to?
Well, yeah, he could say, can you get me out? He couldn't just leave and then come back. There was people...
So someone's there then?
No, they buried him and said, wow, we better go back in a couple of weeks, see how he's doing. What do you mean someone's there? Of course there's someone there. Norris McWhirter, for one, I'd imagine, going, 3 days. Just a few more to go.
And why?
Is
the
it
pub
Norris
car
or...
park?
Who's alive, Ross or Norris?
I think it's Norris.
Right,
You're
yeah.
thinking of, yeah. What's
It
that?
annoys me a bit, all this sort of, you know, getting in a hole and in a box and all that, and people going, oh, that's good. I mean, if he was doing something when he was down there, making something or whatever, you'd go, that's quite clever, but I don't understand all the fuss about... I don't know, people are just making a fuss about things that aren't that clever these days. It's just... You know what I mean?
I don't reckon he beat Anne Frank's record.
No, I think she's got the record.
I know, yeah, and she did something, she wrote a book.
She gets
so
it,
you must think that she's pretty good then.
Yeah, but at least she did something.
Yeah, I know, yeah. That's what I'm saying.
That's what I mean. There's some fuss about a woman who's going up Everest on a bike, right? Someone's walked it. That's harder than going on a bike.
No, it's not.
Of course it is.
Of course it's not.
Of course it is.
Not
Walking's
uphill.
better than... Riding about on a bike's better than walking everywhere.
Yeah, but not uphill.
Well...
No? Don't agree with me. Why do people get off their bike and walk it up a hill?
You don't always. I see people...
No, but why do they? When people are going up a
just
hill
saying.
on a bike, but they get off and
Just
push the
saying,
bike.
just saying.
No, why is that?
Doesn't matter.
Do you think it's because it's harder? They go, I'll tell you what, this would be a lot easier on the bike, but I'll tell you what, I want a bit of a challenge. I'll get off and walk
You
up
can go
this
along
hill.
then.
You dopey.
Go along then. Clap for her and that. You know what I mean? When someone's doing a London Marathon in a car, you can go and clap them, because that's just the same as far as I'm concerned. It's not hard.
Play a record.
Imbecile.
My milkshake brings all the boys to the yard, and they're like,
So Alive, Ryan Adams on XFM, 104.9, Ricky Gervais, Steve Merchant, Carl Pilkington, for the last time.
Well, you might do some other stuff later.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Music
yeah,
stuff.
for a little while at least.
Well, we won't be around for, foreseeable future. Better things to do, bigger fish to
Well,
fry.
but you got your music show that you'll do, that should be good.
As if the other radio stations are more interesting.
I think we've just got enough energy left for the last 35 minutes.
Yeah.
We've given him a lot, Steve.
We've given them a lot.
We've come in here, week in, week out, every Saturday. Never late.
We've always given them, 30%.
Every-
We've really pulled out, 30%
Yeah.
of energy.
Yeah. How did that start? People going, you've got to give 110%.
Yeah.
It's just my heart sinks and I go, 100%. I say, you've got to give 110%. I can't. I'll give, I'll tell you what, I probably won't even give 100 because you never know, but I'll give as close to 100 as I can stand.
Yeah.
And that's all I'm saying that to a drill sergeant.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to give nearly 100. And that's, that's more than most, I think you'll find.
Maybe if you appear on Celebrity Fact Club.
Well, I don't think I need to, do I?
Well,
Carl, do you think I need to go on that?
When you had your nipple out,
It was pointing downwards, was it?
a little bit.
Even
I
though,
just-
even though it was erect, it was pointing toward my knees.
can I just point out that we've had more requests for Carl to kiss your nipple than we have answers to Rockbusters.
Ain't gonna happen.
It's the last show, Carl. You've
Come
got to
on.
give the punters what they want.
In the webcam, and just a little peck
Ooh-wee.
on the nip, a little
Carl,
peck.
that is just out of order. The show must go on. You've got to give people what they want.
I'm doing it.
Why? Why not?
What's wrong with it?
Lips on nipple. What's up with lips on nipple?
You hear about stuff like this, and then like I might enjoy it, and then next thing it's like, Suzanne, can you leave? Because you know what I mean. I like fellas. That's how it happens. Isn't it? That's how it
That
happens.
sounds like an episode of Kilroy. Oh God. Oh,
I'll
Emma
tell you this.
Pilkington. Are you thinking?
I'm thinking exactly the same as you. I think I was reading the paper today. The show's been axed,
Is axed.
but they're keeping the show on at the same time. It's going to have a different name, different host. Hello.
Pilkington.
Come on.
Hello, welcome to Pilkington. Oh, Carl, what would you do? If we give you a subject, will you just run through what you might say about it, or what questions you asked?
What sort of stuff? are you
Okay, sort of
looking
like,
at?
Steve's 15, I'm 15, and my dad wants to have a sex change. So I'll play the dad, right? I'm Jeff. I'm Jeff from Luton. I'm, a 54-year-old plumber. And, I've decided, and this is my son,
Paul.
Paul. Paul, you sure to be Paul?
Yeah, I thought it to be Paul.
Okay.
Yeah.
So ask me some questions.
So what's going on?
Well, I'm not happy with this body. I've always felt that I was a woman trapped in a man's body.
Have you?
Yeah. Yeah, and, I just feel, I think I'd be happier, as a woman. And, you know, it's for him to accept it, really, because I'd have accepted anything that he wanted to do, or, you know, and it doesn't change
I'm not a
anything.
tranny.
No, I know, but I mean, it won't change anything. I still love you, and I'll still be your father.
I can't believe I agreed to come on national TV. I'm going to get taken out of me at school.
Really?
Man alive.
Well, you know, with that, you got to go through lots of stuff. But I mean, don't think of me any different.
What does Mum think of all this?
Well, Mum doesn't. She doesn't want it really. But I mean, I'm not going to throw away the knob and bollocks. I'm going to keep that for her in case she ever wants to use that. But I just don't want them attached to me. I'm going to have them off. I'm going to have some lovely pair of tits put on and a nice little minge down there. But it doesn't. But I'm not bent. I still fancy my wife and that, and you know.
Okay. Well, thanks for coming in today.
Yeah, brilliant.
That's your audition for Pilkington.
Well, what can I say? I'm not a doctor, right?
But what would you? Come on, ask me questions. But what?
Discussion.
Ask me-
I'm
ask me
upset
stuff.
with my dad because he wants to become a
But
woman.
we'd say stuff like, well, yeah, but you mean you've had a son and he's going through an awful. Should you think of him? Shouldn't you put his feelings?
Should you think of your son before you go doing that?
Yeah, but if I'm not happy with who I am, how can I live a lie? I'd go through my whole life living a lie just because he might go through a little bit of embarrassment. You know, he's old enough to realise now that you know I love him, and I just need to have some tits and a minge on me.
Well, thanks for coming in.
Oh Christ Almighty!
Well, what more
Play a
can you say?
record!
I'm not
That's
sure you
Buster's
can.
answer. Let's do Buster's answers.
Rubbish.
I don't want the gig anyway.
Like they were seriously considering him.
Thanks for coming in! Brilliant! Go on.
Did I tell you my dad's always been asked to go on that? He's
Why?
always been asked to go on.
Is he a woman trapped in a man's body?
No, they want to talk about you. They so it's
right.
disappointing. Go on.
Anyway, Rockbusters, right? Right, first clue was, Jamaican fella wrote a review for Phoenix Nights.
Yeah.
Right, that was the cryptic clue. The initials were DC.
Yeah.
What is it?
Come on, no, you tell me.
It's Define Comedy. Alright?
Define comedy.
It's a divine comedy. Alright?
What is that?
That's
I'm
a
just
Do
Jamaican
the accent again, do the accent again.
Oh, it's just divine comedy. That's just a little bit along. That's
Do it
just
again,
a
do
little
the
bit-
accent
no, I'm
again,
not doing it again. You've got the answer. It doesn't matter. Let's move on. Right? Second one. We should all vote for Paul Daniels, David Blaine, Copperfield, Great Soprendo, Tommy Cooper and Darren Brown. Why is that? ES were the initials.
Go on.
Elec, Trick 6. Right?
What?
Elec, Trick 6. It works, so don't say it like that.
I don't know what it means.
Right, well, there's 6 people there who do tricks and that. Right? I'm saying we should vote for them, so you elect them.
Yeah, but he said elect.
Yeah, Electric 6.
No,
It
elect
works,
though.
it
Elect.
don't-
No, elect's not a word, is it?
And the last one,
I don't think elect's a word. Elect.
Steve.
You don't mean Alec, do you? It's not Alec
Steve.
Park. You're not trying to do Alec Park. The one.
Third one, Steve. What did your dad do?
I don't know.
That was E. Could work for anyone. It didn't have to be Steve, right? That was Erasure, right? Erasure. He brought it up.
Erasure. No, it doesn't work either. It doesn't work
Kinda does
either.
work. It
No,
does
it doesn't
work.
work. Doesn't work.
Who's the winner?
None of them work. None of them
Well-
work. Another pile of crap
I'm gonna
from
give you-
for the mind of little stupid
Go on,
Oh,
Steve.
right.
I'll give the prices
dopey
to.
little
I'm going to give the prizes to Martin Williams from
Sure.
Flintshire. I don't know where Flintshire is. He says that he's promised to listen to the Lord of the Rings. By listen, he means sell them on eBay.
Yeah.
So, thanks
God.
for coming in.
Stupid. The end of Rockbusters from the stupid little shitty brain. I'm going to say it of Pilkington. Possibly my favourite song of all time, After the Gold Rush by Neil Young, and that's for Carl's lookalike, Boyd, who's actually on Justin Collins' show after us, about 5.
He's not really a lookalike.
Oh, he is. Yeah.
He's got a bald head. Look like Gandhi.
When he's in the toga, he does a little bit.
I don't think Gandhi wore a toga.
No. So what are you?
What did he do?
Oh dear.
What
He
do
just
you
sat around, to be honest, Carl.
didn't want to get involved?
Didn't do much.
Just said, don't have a go. Just be careful.
Yeah.
Don't go mental. Don't start fighting. Let's all calm down a little bit. He's the one in the pub that goes, okay, stop this. Stop mucking around.
We were educating Ricky earlier, Carl. I wonder if we should resume that as the clock is ticking away.
Alright, you've got 2 bits of info that you could be leaving the building with today, right? You've got where there's a will, there's a way.
Yeah, I have that one.
They've brought out this drug or sort of tablet or something.
Yeah, you've got to do it then. Yeah, go on.
Carefully researched.
Yeah, brilliant. Yeah.
Which means like an 8-year-old woman can have a kid. What do you think of that?
No, it doesn't.
What are you
No, it
talking
does.
about?
You can inject a woman with something, 80-year-old, and it means, you know, she's got more time on her hands now and that. It's better to have a kid. She can have a kid later on in life.
I just realised where there's a will.
Yeah.
Very good. Very good.
Right, well, let's just move on from that, because it's clearly drivel.
No, it's not.
I think it's a bad idea. Of course, it's a bad idea.
Right then.
I'll even give you that it's true and possible, and might
No,
even.
it is true and possible.
Okay,
It's been
well-
it's not even recent. It's like a few weeks old.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it's terrible. No, you shouldn't do it. Yeah.
Alright, what's the final educating Ricky? So far, I'm not impressed.
Get her a cat.
Yeah, but
Get her a
they
little
meant-
Pekingese.
they
Don't
meant
get
to-
her.
they
Don't
meant-
let her have a child.
Yeah, but it's meant to get you thinking, like you're saying. Well, she shouldn't have a kid. Or
By the time he's 5, she'll try and pick it up, and her arms will break.
whose arms?
Moving on, what's the next one?
Would she be able to breastfeed?
Yeah. And she'd be able to do it standing up while he was on the floor.
Talking to nipples.
Hey, come on.
There's a lovely
Look,
juicy pair over there.
Okay, I think this is the last show. People should actually phone in and speak to Carl and try and convince
forget
him.
that.
Yeah, what's the number, Steve?
Oh,
I
forget
don't know.
that. We
What's
haven't
the
got
number?
time.
Yeah, he hates answering it. We'll do it during the
Leave it,
record.
leave it.
Phone in if you want to speak to Carl if you know the number. Call
No,
in,
but
try
don't
and
wanna.
convince Carl to
Don't
kiss a
wanna.
little nipple.
Don't want to.
Yeah.
Right, what we're doing? Are we?
What's the last educating Ricky? Come on.
Hook, line, and good thinkers.
Brilliant. Okay,
Yeah,
go on.
sounds good. Go on, what is it?
They've found a lot of fish with 2 heads. What do you think of that?
Well, don't know. What do you mean they found a lot of fish with 2 heads? Who has?
They've been messing about, basically, these scientists and stuff, and they've said, look at this we can do. And they're making loads of fish with 2 heads. Actually, they can do it now, and they're saying, that's good, isn't it? Do you know what I mean?
Alright, play record then.
Yeah, but what do you think?
I think if they can do that to fish, they should try and do it to you, and then at least you'd have 2 brains to work with.
Yeah.
And we might.
Arguing. I'd love you arguing with yourself. And you end up you're walking on the street, but you're just headbutting each other. Just cracking
Imagine
heads in
the
the middle.
squeezing fun you'd have, Rick.
I wouldn't know what to do. I'd bang them together. It'd be like one of those kanakas you used to have at the playground on the string. I'd just whack them together. I hit your head on the window, didn't I, to see what the noise meant today, didn't I?
Yeah. Just if I had 2 heads, right? Would I be able to sort of do shifts? Do you know what I mean? Say if this is a start or something, they're trying it out with fish and that with 2 heads.
You'd be 2 different people. You can't think like you're one. It doesn't make sense. If you had 2 heads, you'd have 2 brains. You'd have, you know.
Well, that's all right. But say if we did the same job, well, we'd be doing the same job.
Yeah, you could.
So you could say, right, you work through the night.
You'd both take it in turns to do your job badly and moan about it. Yes, it'd be fine.
He's giving it some serious thought.
I know, yeah. And so's his other head.
Yeah.
But also, they're saying there's like a fish shortage, and I was wondering whether they're trying to make that better. Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah,
they
well,
do like
as the head is a bit you throw away, it'd be perfect.
no, but when they do a head count like they do, that's what they do. They do like
They count fish, they get fish, go, okay, just end the line, 1, 2, I think you'll find we're 1, sir. Don't answer back!
Rick, I should just point out that I feel...
Don't answer back!
Come on, I think Carl has offered nothing there. I think those educating Rickies were appalling. And the only thing that would redeem the show is if you kissed
Because
nipples.
the nipple
not
phone
gonna
in if you
happen.
want to speak to Carl. If you don't remember,
happening.
call in and try and persuade Carl while this record's on. Well, answer the phone, answer the phone. Phones are still going mad. Answer one. Just put someone out. Kings of Leon, California waiting. He was rude. He's so rude to people. They phone up and they say, "Oh, kiss his nipple," and he goes, "Yeah, all right," and he hangs up on them.
What am I
Answer the
meant
phone.
to say to
Come
someone?
on air. Answer the phone and be nice to whoever it is. Be nice to them at
Putting
least.
people on the air.
Hello.
Carl,
Yeah. Speak to Carl.
why don't you speak about that human monkey that was on the other day?
Old news, man. How long have you been listening?
Can we forget the monkeys? What do you think of his nipples?
Alright then, just kiss his nipple then for...
I'm not going to kiss
500
his
quid.
nipple.
I'd do it for 500 quid easy.
Would you?
Yeah.
But why? Why do you want me to do it anyway? What are you getting out of that?
Oh, come on, mate, 500 quid. It's worth it.
Yeah, but...
He's got the money. You'll probably get more out of him if you want.
It's not about the money, really.
Think of Suzanne. Suzanne, you come on 500 quid and go, there you go. Just kissed his nipple, 250 quid each.
She
Go-
gives me more.
It's not hard.
It's not happening. Right, it's not happening.
Did you just cut him off then?
Well, there's another fella there.
Who's that?
Hi, my name's Linda.
Right. Alright, Linda, you alright?
What would make your day, Linda?
If Carl actually gave it a lick, not just a kiss.
Forget it.
You're on XFM 104.9, Pictures of You, and it's Ricky Gervais, Steve Merchant, Carl Pilkington hosting the final show. Exciting.
Which means the last film quiz. Carl puts himself in a film.
Claire's on next week, by the way, and then, Adam
Claire
and Joe.
Sturgis, then
Yeah,
Adam and Joe, brilliant.
Adam and Joe coming back, so that's
Excellent.
They're excellent.
right.
Matt Lucas said he'd do a show. Give him a call, and maybe him and Dave Williams.
Yeah,
Yeah,
might
big
do
things
that.
with it.
Might do that.
Yeah, very good, wasn't it?
Yeah, it'd be alright, yeah. Right, the film thing. This is when we get like a film, and I'm in it, right? So I'm doing, we talked, a bit about gay fellas and that today.
Yeah.
So we're doing, When Harry Met Barry.
Okay.
Alright? And listen to this, and then there'll be a question at the end, and you can win some more stuff. We've got DVDs.
Some
and that.
more shite.
Some more good CDs and DVDs and
Yeah.
that.
Alright, let's hear it.
So, When Harry Met Barry, right?
Got 18 hours to kill before we hit New York.
I know, yeah. Brought a few books just to kill a bit of time on the journey.
When I buy a new book, I always read the last page first. That way, in case I die before I finish, I know how it ends.
I read a book like that once. Not on purpose, though. It's just that all the chapters have been put in the wrong order, so it's a bit annoying. Got to chapter 1 before I realised.
Are you finished now?
Yeah, I bought another copy of it and read it in Lanzarote. It was alright. Good read. Listen, we're only staying in New York for a couple of days, aren't we? Because the place does me head in a bit.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it stinks, doesn't it? It's a really dirty city. It's noisy. It's funny, the people who live there call it the city that never sleeps. I'm not surprised with all the noise.
I couldn't agree more.
Listen, I know you're gay in that, right? What is the attraction with New York for you lot? What? Because it is like the gay capital, isn't it? They all love it. Even that Rod Stewart song, that Killing of Georgie, that was set in New York, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
Yeah, well, that song was about a gay fellow, wasn't it, who moved to New York and ended up getting beaten up. Not a great advert for the place. You keep going there. Weird. Actually, I know why you like it. It's because it's a city that never sleeps, isn't it? You lot like going out late. You sort of run your life at a different timetable to everyone else.
Are you finished now?
I'm not being funny. I'm just saying. Just don't think you should live your life like that. That's
Why not?
Don't start getting angry.
Oh, I think I'm entitled to throw a little anger your way. Especially when I'm being told how to live my life.
Yeah, you're right. It is your life. And that's what I'm saying. Don't be dragging me into it.
What?
Well, you know I'm not gay, so why did you buy me a butt plug for my birthday? I'm not going to use it.
What do you want me to do about it? I take it back, okay? I take it back. Want to spend the night in a motel?
No.
Why not?
Because you're gay and I'm straight, that's why.
Why aren't you seeing anyone?
Well, I'm seeing Suzanne again. We only split up for a few weeks when she had that funny haircut that made her look like David out of Slade. It's grown again now.
She looked weird, didn't she?
Well, but forget that. Anyway, don't want to share a bed with you again, not after last time.
Oh, jeez, what are we supposed to do?
This isn't normal, mate. Pull over.
All right,
Forget it.
all right.
Forget
Don't you
I don't want to talk about
How
it.
is it
Pull
possible?
over. Just pull over here.
Fine, but let's just...
There's nothing. I'll get a B&B. And by that, I mean bed and breakfast. Got bull and bollocks, as you call it, right?
Get one thing straight.
Not interested. See ya.
Oh dear.
Excellent.
Oh, little Carl Pilkington.
When Harry Met Barry, it's a classic film.
What's the what?
What song was I talking about? That, you know.
Yeah, we
About New
know.
York
What song
and
was
stuff.
it? Yeah, we got song, yeah, okay.
Artist will do. Or the song title, whatever.
Yeah, okay.
Email only ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk. We can squeeze in a tune, and then I hope
Oh,
the
Monkey
final
News.
Monkey News.
Oh,
Oh, what tune have we got? How long is it?
3 minutes. It's a nice one, though.
Brilliant, brilliant.
Bit of Amy Man.
Fantastic. Red Vines, Amy Mann. We've been playing some of our favourite tunes, and after Monkey News, Destiny Collins, we're going to leave you with one of our mutual favourite tracks of all time.
We won't say what it is yet.
Well, so it is. It's a little surprise. Then Destiny Collins is in with little Boyd Hilton, Carl's twin brother.
The answer to Carl's quiz question. Carl, what was the question?
It was, what was the song that I was talking about in that,
Harry Met Barry.
yeah.
With Billy Crystal, The Killing of Georgie.
Yeah,
Of course,
Rod
the song by
Stewart,
Rod
good
Stewart,
song.
and Stephen Farron from Essex wins another
DVDs and stuff.
Tat.
Right.
Alright, well, this is the final one. Play the jingle.
Oh, chimpanzee, that Monkey News, ya
Right, well, this Monkey News story, right, it's about, this fella, a couple of fellas in Texas,
Yeah.
sort of running a farm.
Yeah.
Right.
Just because they're definitely fellas. Well, how tall are they?
no,
Can we
the fellas
just let
Okay, they aren't human beings. These two are human beings.
Time's against us.
They're
right?
running this farm and that, and anyway, so they're outside getting the cattle, and he turns round, right?
It's just that cow's.
Couple of monkeys walking about, so he knows what's going on, right? So anyway, so it's in Texas. They don't know what to do with the monkeys. There isn't a zoo. It's fairly barren there, isn't it? You know what I mean? Not much going about. So the other fella who runs the farm with him said, "Look, we need a bit of an hand." Right? So, said, let's teach them some stuff, and the monkeys were happy with that, because they were lost anyway, right? So they had
They had nothing to do. They were bumming around. They were looking for work.
They'd hired a motorhome. They'd
Yeah.
got out of their way.
Maybe it's like the Hulk. They were like Bruce Banner wandering around, going, "Oh, I need some work." You won't get angry, will you?
So anyway, right, so they taught these monkeys how to ride a horse, right? So they've both got a...
Sorry, you're sure Charlton Heston's not going to pop up?
They both
You're sure
got-
you weren't watching a video last night and thought it was a documentary?
They've both got a horse each, right? They've been given, like, a little lasso and all that
And a
business.
gun.
Oh,
Yeah.
don't talk
Right.
shit,
So,
Carl.
anyway, it's going well, and it carried on for about 2 years, this, right?
course
It's
it did.
like, you know, rounding up the cattle every night and all that.
yeah.
So, the two fellas are chatting, going, it's worked out well, hasn't it? All right.
Right, if there's a hostile takeover and they sort of like buy up 51% of the shares or
So they
something.
said, for this to continue, the monkeys are getting old a bit now. We need a little woman monkey in here to sort of get some kids
you
going
do.
for like the future farm people.
Forward
Right?
planning, yeah.
So they get a little woman monkey.
They
in.
decided to only hire monkeys from
Why
now
not?
then.
Why not? It's working. Why mess with something when it's not broke, right? So they get the little woman monkey in. They have kids and all that business, right? But the problem was, right, when they first got the woman monkey in, it was like, well, which one's going to have the woman, right? So they started sort of fighting a bit and what have you.
Yeah.
But because they'd seen the owners of the farm with
Don't,
like
don't
guns
tell
and
me the
stuff,
baby monkeys didn't want to go into the family business, want enough to be a lawyer.
they had a bit of a shoot off.
Shut up!
They got two monkeys, right? And
Don't stop!
because they'd seen the owners with guns and what have you.
Yeah, no, that sounds
So they had a bit of a shoot off.
Yeah.
That's how they sorted it out.
And who won?
I think it was George. The one called George.
Right.
So I think they had 17 kids. The farm's still running. So that's like the last little monkey news there. Good little
Rick, does
happy
it
ending
count
to that one.
if you were to rub your nipple against his lips while I held him down?
Right, come off it now. Come on. No, I'm not doing
Bruce Springsteen, Thunder Road, last track on XFM's Ricky and Steve. You can check this all out on the webcam. Get his arm out of the way, get the arm out of the way.
This happened on Scum.
Mary's dress waved.